Right. So you can write down this. It might get different value time to time. That is about throughput. So it's how you can tell this using speedtest.net. Use speedtest.net to check your internet speed in different times. So you will understand this. So use speedtest.net to check your internet speed time to time. Okay, then the next one is noise. So what is noise? Noise? Yes. I think we discussed this previously also, but we didn't write a note, but we have discussed what is noise. Yes. What is noise? Okay, so for an example, right, can you all turn on the microphones? Can you all turn on the microphones? Metuli? Satira, can you turn on the microphone?
Okay.
Okay. Netuli?
Okay, sir.
Satira, turn on the microphone. Okay. So let me reduce the volume a little. Okay. So seems it's calm and quiet. No noise is there, right? So, but okay, I just wanted to show what is noise, but unfortunately noise is not there. But small noise is there. You can see, you can hear, I think in my computer, you can hear small fan sound. Sometimes like a sound like that. That is called noise. Noise is unexpected signals which are there in the channel. So noise is actually a result of unexpected signals in the channel. So in intended channel, in a given channel, other than the expected signals, some unexpected signals are traveling. That is usual. We can't stop that. We can't zero the noise. So theoretically we can zero, but practically it is not possible to zero the noise in our environment. So maybe you can hear sounds of, okay, so let's say in the midnight, you want the environment to become completely calm and quiet. But listen carefully. You can hear some sounds of insects, birds, sometimes. So some movements, sounds of wind. Likewise, it's not 100% noiseless. There are some noises. So throughout the day, there are some noises, but what will happen? We will ignore them. So if it is a recurring noise, so we used to ignore that. So because our brain will not treat recurring noises. Our brain will focus about changes only. So if it is recurring, it will ignore. For an example, okay. So can you see your nose now? Can you see your nose? Can you see? Netuli? Can you see your nose? At least a part
Yes,
of nose? Yes. It's there in every image. Part of your nose is there in every image or every picture that you see. But what will happen? Brain will ignore that because it is recurring. So cannot help, right? But it is recurring. It is there. අපි දකින හැම දෙයකම අපි දකින හැම රූපයකම යාන්තම් හරි නහය පොඩ්ඩක් තියෙනවා අපි. හැබැයි මොකද වෙන්නේ? Since it is recurring, our brain will ignore that. So similar to that, in night there are a lot of noises, right? In night there are a lot of noises. So but since those noises are recurring, it will ignore that. So noises of wind we will ignore. Noises of some animals we will ignore. Noises of tune pan I can't ignore. Now that fellow is traveling nearby, so I have to consider that because it is not recurring. So it is appearing uh, accident. It is appearing as a change. So brain will not ignore that. Okay, so I just told you some examples, but noise is what presence in a channel. So other than the original signal, noise. If you go to an image, unwanted sound considered unpleasant, loud, disruptive hearing, likewise. So anyway, so that is, but in networking, so just search networking, right? Otherwise, it will give the general definition. Okay, now, so in previously it's unwanted sound, but in noise, in a signal, it says unwanted signal interferes with the original message and original signal and corrupt the parameters of the message signal. So that is called noise. So basically, okay, you can see this. This is a digital signal. This image is not clear. Let's take this one. Still not clear. Okay, let's take analog one. Okay, now you can see this is the intended signal. This is the message signal. And so let's say this is the noise signal. Due to the noise signal, the message will be distorted. And finally, in the descent, right? Finally, in the descent, you cannot hear the message properly. So let's say a beautiful song is playing back, but there are people shouting around you. So initially, the sound is a little bit low, so you can hear the song. But later, people are shouting a lot, so you can't hear that properly. So similar to that, in a digital environment also, noises are there. But in digital environment, noises cause more harm. Right here, see, so this is the original signal and this is the noise. Because of this noise, here, additional one is added to this original signal. Because of this noise appearing here, this one is actually deducted and make it a 0. Noise can damage signals, both analog and digital signals, noise can damage. Okay, I'll use this example, but my image is not clear. Let me use a clear image. Nope. Okay, it's not clear. It's also noisy. So the previous one, I think it's somewhat clear. But I think this is the one used in the same, and it has some, right? Just write down noise. Under that, please write down unwanted signals, unwanted and disturbing signals in the channel which may damage properties of damage or alter properties of original message signal, and that is called noise. So you can see, so this is very good example. I expect you to write the same or draw the same, because that is really good example showing how noise can affect the signal. So, but signal is digital signal, that doesn't matter. So even for digital signal or even for analog signal, so you saw the second occurrence, this is for analog signal, how noise can damage analog signals here. This is the transmitted original signal, and this is noise, and noise and transmitted signal will merge, and this is what you get. This is in analog signal. Noise is everywhere, right? This is also not that much good. Okay, so please write down this note. The concept of attenuation is actually it's always there. I think I have I have actually explained this to you previously using this animation. Attenuation is actually lowering of this amplitude over the distance. So amplitude is it's really high when it closer to the source. For an example, if you are in a music event, or if you are in a let's say if you are in a auditorium, if you are closer to the speaker, you can hear the voice and sounds really in high volume. But if you are far away from the place, if you are far away from the speaker or far away from these sound devices, then you will not be able to hear that properly, because the strength of or the amplitude of sound is lowering with the distance. So let me use something like this to show sounds and waves. Okay, let me use this one. Okay, you can now see this water drops to the, so let's see the solid view this side, and when water drops, yeah, let's say the water drops continuously. So when it travels distance, you can see the strength of the signal is getting low. Here strength is really high. If I draw a line, over there, so let's draw a line. Okay, signal come and touch this line. Yes. Oh, let's go to the deep point. The deepest point that it touch is just here. This is the deepest point it touch. But what will happen with the distance? With the distance, it is getting higher. And the other hand, this is the top position. And if I draw a line over there, you can see that is also, the gap between that is also lowering. The gap between that is also reducing. Starting from here, and then like this. So when it comes to here, this is the place. So it's lowering. So this is called attenuation. With the distance, yeah, with the distance, it's changing. The amplitude is changing. That is called attenuating. So any signal. So basically, this is a sound signal. You can see. Top view sound wave. So I think you cannot. Can you hear it? It's attenuating. So that decrease the amplitude. Increase the amplitude. Frequency. Increase the frequency. So you can see the differences. Right? Okay, so this is for a sound signal. If you go for a light signal, that is also same. So let's turn on the light and see the side view. You can see the strength of the light is reducing with the distance. If I lower the, so let's reduce the amplitude. 0 now, small amplitude. With the distance, you will see a little. You cannot see the full strength of the signal with the distance. You can see strength is reducing with the distance. See the graph. Okay, so you can see it's changing, right? You can measure and see. You can measure and see the intensity of this and the electrical field. So let's measure it here. So let's measure the intensity. But when it comes here, that is also reduced. Right, okay. So now you know what happens to, so light, sound, water, sound you can see it's lowering. Water also you can see it's lowering. You can measure this, right? So you can see the signal here. But if you go here and try to measure it, sorry, I have to drag the sensors. So see, height of the signal is really, really high. There is the power. Amplitude is high. But if I measure here, it's lower. If I measure in the middle, it's somewhat intermediate. Right? So this clearly shows the effect of reducing the sound. This is called attenuating. Okay, I'll take this picture itself, right? Because this is a very good example of attenuating. It shows sound, it's a wave format, everything is there. Okay, so let's move to the lesson back. Attenuating. So strength of the signal, please write strength or power of the signal is diminishing with the distance. This property is called attenuation. This property is called attenuation. You can show the example. No need to draw the speaker, you can draw the signal and show this, how it attenuate. So strength is high in the source, but when it is far away from the source, strength is very low. So this is happening in the nature, it's happening. And then the last one is distortion. Distortion. So let's see how distortion works. Okay, quickly draw this, write down and draw this, then we'll go to the distortion part. The last one is distortion. What is distortion? Distortion is basically changing of the waveform, right? So change in the signal waveform. So maybe, so this is the waveform. So if there's a change to the signal waveform due to clipping or due to so high frequency clipping or due to like low frequency ignoring, so kind of that, or due to mixing with some other signal, is called distortion. Right? Please write down. Any change in a signal that alters the original waveform. The original waveform or properties is called distortion. Is called distortion. Usually, it is a degradation of the signal. So, but you have to remember that this attenuation is not distortion, right? Attenuation keeps the original waveform. Attenuation without changing the waveform, or amplification without changing the waveform is not distortion. Otherwise, you might think in attenuation also signal shape is changed. So is it distortion? No, it's not distortion, because the waveform remain unchanged. Waveform means the way. So here this high and low. So this low is proportionate to this high. So then, so same thing is propagating, right? Same property is propagating. So same pattern is there. Same proportionates are there. So same wavelength is there. So frequency is not changed. But in distortion, basically signal is highly changed. The shape of the signal or the waveform of the signal is changed. So one is clipping. Clipping means when, okay, so for an example, when you amplify a lot, when you amplify a sound a lot, sometimes the high frequencies can be ignored, can be clipped out. So clipping is one format, one thing. So related side, let me show this, right? So I think better to show this as example. Distortion due to clipping. So distortion due to clipping. Okay, you can see. So when this is the original signal, but when it is amplified, sometimes when it is amplified, it can exceed the bandwidth. It can exceed the band. So this is not supported. So this is exceeding. So that part is clipped. Here, the lower one, this is negative clipped. So clipping is one thing. So this is also called distortion. Phase distortion. So the distortion can be many, so change of any property, right? It can be amplitude distortion. So it can be frequency distortion here. In frequency distortion, so this is the input signal. And you can see this is the second harmonic. Second harmonic, it is mixed with that. And so distorted signal will be there. So this signal is nothing. This is the output signal. So what is harmonic? Harmonic. Yes. What is harmonic? So anyone doing music? Netuli, so anyone did music for your O levels at least? No one. Nethuli, what did you do? Dancing. Nothing. Satira? Or aesthetic subject එකක් කරාද O level වලට? Have you done any aesthetic subject for all else?
Yes, sir.
What is the subject, Sydney?
Drama.
Drama. Okay. Nethuli?
Literature.
Literature, right. Anga vera ganna puluwan hondai. Satira? You are the only one remain. Yes, Satira? No idea. Okay, he has not done any subject, seems. Okay, anyway, so harmonic means, so since you don't know that, so I have to like play and remember these harmonics, right? So you know there's a instrument called harmonica. There's an instrument called harmonica. So this one. So basically in the harmonica, so it plays the first harmonic with the second harmonic. Right? It's a mixture of harmonics. So it generates that distorted signal. But that is also nice sometimes. Most of the time it's nice. So, but in if we are using a piano, normally it's not generating the harmonics, but I can show, right? Piano online. Let's use this one. Harmonics means the same note, but so maybe with the next or double frequency or triple frequency. So it's like this is F. If this is F, this is 2F. This is like 4F. Likewise, it's changing here. Same one is there. This is also same. Tunama sa. Then C. C, C, C. But this is called Mandra sa, Madhya sa, Ucha sa. Likewise, different C versions. So harmonics means that. Right? So harmonic means frequency. So it's having the relationship with the previous frequency. So here they show, they have actually displayed distortion due to harmonics. When you play a harmonica, it can play C plus the next version of C. So both merge and create a new wave. So that is the distorted signal, this one. So this is amplitude distortion and this is phase distortion. Phase distortion means the angle has changed, and frequency distortion, the frequency has changed. Okay. It can be phase distortion, frequency distortion, or amplitude distortion, or mix of them. Example, amplitude distortion due to clipping. If you increase a sound, a clipping, there will be clipping. So that clipping will distort the original signal, where you will not be able to regenerate the signal after that. So that is the disadvantage of distortion. The distorted signal, it is very difficult to regenerate the original signal if it is distorted. Okay, let's say, so we can practically see that using Audacity like software, because if you amplify too high, that can happen. Okay, you can see the software now. So let me import a song. I'm going to import a song, open a media. Okay, you can see now the signal format is this. This is the wave format. Okay, I'm going to increase the sound now. I'm going to amplify the sound. Okay, let's go to effect, amplify. I'm going to amplify like more amplification. And it asks in here, is it okay to allow clipping? So when you amplify, it's asking, it's allow clipping, is it okay? Okay, I'll allow clipping. Let's click okay. Okay, now we can see the sound is increased. This increased, but this has exceeded the limit of, this has exceeded the limit. So therefore, when I play this, I don't know what will happen. So so let's say. You can hear like that bora bora wage sabdak yanawne nediya podak clear nahane. So let me increase further, then you will not hear even voice. So amplify, analyze, sorry, effect, amplify the signal, and I'm going to amplify further. Okay, now you can see what will happen. Okay, now I think you have experienced what distortion is, right? That is the best example that I can give about distortion. If signal is distorted, then you will not be able to regenerate signal. So you can see even amplifying can distort the signal. Maybe another signal can distort the signal. Mixing of two signals can distort the signal by distorting the pace or distorting the frequency. Okay, so that is about it. Right, you can just show the clipping part, just show this one and show why what clipping is. Okay, with that, the particular, so please draw this in your book. Please draw the clipping and show. Please reconnect because we have a small thing to tell, right? In case disconnection, please reconnect. Draw this.